when it comes to life, it's dormant, and then suddenly,
My manager called an agent and said, "You're not going to believe this. They want to test you for Knight Rider." I said, "What's Knight Rider?" They said, "Show about a talking car." I said, "Oh, wow. Send a script over." They sent the script over. I read the script, and I, honest to God, said, "Wow, this is unbelievable." It was like glowing in my hands. I was going, "This is gold."
I didn't pick him out of a crowd and say, "It's David." We interviewed a lot of people, and I think a lot of people read, but then we narrowed it down to 5 people, and we did screen tests on them, on film.
This is my ticket. This is sent to me from God. This is it. I totally believed it. And I called my father, and I said, "Dad, I'm testing for a show called Knight Rider." He said, "I thought you were going to New York." "Well, I was, but this is a primetime show on NBC. It's going to be huge. What's it about?" I said, "It's about a talking car." And my dad said, "I think you should go to New York."
But I got my star. I saw the new Pontiac that was just coming out. I really thought it had great lines, especially for an American car. They took the first 2 cars off of the assembly line and shipped them to us. That's what we had to make the pilot.
My first day was a bit of a comedy of errors. I had a very upset stomach and it was a bad day. I was in the restroom a lot, and you know, there's some things that I just can't tell you.
What's going on? What did I do? Deny everything.
The pilot episode really establishes everything, and you get to see Glenn Larson's original vision of the show.
I mean, I love the things where the cops see him driving by and he's asleep, and breaking in and out of jail, and, you know, I mean, I sort of like big theatrical things.
Those bullets are just bouncing off that windshield.
The music was really important. It really set the tone.
There are all ways that producers influence the composer on what he's writing, and in this particular case, Glenn has a little more input than others because of his musical ability.
And I sat down with Stu, and we put that theme underneath the show and used it throughout the show, and it did catch on.
To this day, I mean, I've got it on my telephone as an answering machine, so every time the phone rings, it goes... Dun, 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 dun.
Michael, what shall I do while you're gone? You're on vacation too, kid. Get some sun.
For us, Kit was always a cast member. He was always part of the show. We always talked of him as, you know, if he could talk.
Kid? Yes? Shut up.
And you would be surprised at how many crew members came walking over and said, "Oh, I want to hear Kit talk. Let's hear Kit talk." And you're going, "Guys, it's an actor in the studio that does the talking. The car doesn't talk."
Kid stayed in makeup way too long, and, you know, and he was just really a pest. It was awful.
No, for a collection of microprocessors, you're awfully touchy.
Wrong. It's just that my circuits function better when we operate in a reality mode.
Kid?
Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
You never get him out of the shop. He was always getting, like, tuned up or polished. Sometimes he would just drive off and have to be by himself.
Kid, you okay? Kid!
We'll discuss that at a more appropriate time.
I never had any other voice in mind when I was writing it and when I went to cast it. I mean, what he really sold was this sort of prissiness and, you know, pedantic. Here are guys doing comedy. And, of course, a guy who's just a voice is not going to be sitting on the set when you're doing the scene. The script girl will read his lines. You know, Michael, wake up. Okay, so you'll have a script girl's voice in there until you get to the dubbing stage, and then Bill will have come in and said his lines, and they put them together. They didn't meet for 6 months. They met at the Christmas party.
He says, "Hi, I'm William Daniels. I play Kit." I said, "Hi, I'm David Hasselhoff. I play Michael." And we just started laughing. I said, "We got a hit." He goes, "Yes, we do."
Just remember, this is business, not pleasure.
You're about as much fun as a divorce, which is not a bad idea.
I want custody of me.
You know, I should have gotten rid of you before I turned you on. Now I can't shut you up. Hi, ladies.
We got a comedy team there. a lot of natural conflict. You know, what hero wants to be dependent on the car?
Michael had a chance to teach Kit what emotion was, what the human side was. So I started calling the car, buddy. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, pal? You know, because I said, I'm the Lone Ranger, and this is Silver. I'm Roy Rogers, and this is Trigger.
How's it feel to be one of a kind again?
As you know, Michael, I do not have feelings. However, for want of a better expression, being one of a kind is a very familiar feeling.
Right. Good night, buddy.
Michael, you do realize this race is academic, not to mention unnecessary.
Why is that?
The car of the future is already here. Me.
It was work only when you were sitting in the car in July wearing a leather jacket with the windows up, and it was about 110 degrees in there. You know, it was a tough shoot. He had cars, he had stunts that were really dangerous.
We just knew that we had a car that could do anything, and, you know, what do we do with a car that could do anything? I mean, anything that we could dream up, we would put on the dash of Kit to show.
In the very first episode, it was established that Kit was basically indestructible, could jump, use the turbo boost. As the season progressed, you see things like a microwave jammer, a grappling hook, oil slick.